Hello, my dear students. How are you? Hope you all are fit and fine. And as you know, we have started our second unit syllabus. And this time, in your second unit syllabus, we are having two chapters. One is chapter number 7, Mahavir and Buddha, the great preachers. And the other is from the civics part, urban local self-government. In this lecture, we will discuss about chapter number 7, Mahavir and Buddha, the great preachers. Let us begin. So the 6th century BCE saw the rise of two new religions, Buddhism and Jainism. Reasons for rise of new religions in 6th century BCE were the following. The first reason, there was a great deal of emphasis on rituals, yajnas, and sacrifice. So because there was a great deal of emphasis on rituals, yajnas, and sacrifice, the Brahmanas had become very powerful, and all the rituals had become too costly for the common man. The Kshatriyas reacted strongly against the ritualistic domination of Brahmanas, and both the Mahavir and Buddha were from Kshatriya clans. Next point. Animal sacrifice affected the economy because it was based upon agriculture and animal husbandry. So the society or economy was based on agriculture and animal husbandry. The animal sacrifice has affected the economy greatly. Next point. The language used for all rituals was Sanskrit, and the common man could not understand it because the common man at that time was uneducated. Rise of new trading class of Vaishyas. So the next point is the rise of new class, that is of Vaishyas, and that is a trading class. The use of coins facilitated trade and commerce, which added to the importance of Vaishyas as they have emerged a new trading class in the society. They were ranked third in the society, the first two being Brahmanas and Kshatriyas. Naturally, they looked for a religion which would improve their position. Thus, the Vaishyas became enthusiastic supporters of Buddhism and Jainism. Next thing is the caste system had become rigid. The caste system had become very rigid, and the life of Shudras was miserable as they were ill-treated by the upper classes. So naturally, they were looking for a religion in which they could find equality. So at this time, two Kshatriya princes, Vardhaman Mahavira and Gautam Buddha, founded two new religions, that is Jainism and Buddhism. Now first of all, let us discuss about the Jainism. Vardhaman, the meaning of Vardhaman is one who grows. So Vardhaman Mahavira founded Jainism, but he was not the first Tirthankara. Tirthankara means teacher or guru. The Jains believed that he was 24th and the last Tirthankara. The first Tirthankara was Rishabh Dev, known as Adinath. Now let us discuss about the life of Mahavira. Mahavira was born in 540 BCE at Kundagram in Vaishali, Nava district of Bihar. His father Siddharth was the head of a Kshatriya clan and his mother Trishla was a Lichavi princess. Till the age of 30, Mahavira led a normal life. He was married to a princess named Yashoda and had a daughter named Priyadarshana. At 30, he renounced the world and wandered as an ascetic from place to place. Ascetic means sadhu. He wandered for 12 years in search of knowledge. He attained enlightenment. Enlightenment means Sacha Gyan at the age of 42. It made him conquer both misery and happiness, and thus he became a Jina. Jina means conqueror, Vijeta. His followers came to be known as Jains, and he came to be called as Mahavira, or the great hero. He then traveled from place to place in Anga. Anga is in Bihar and West Bengal. Videha, it's Mithila, it's also in Bihar, and Magadha, which is also in Bihar, preaching his faith. He died in 468 BCE at Pavapuri near Rajgir in Bihar at the age of 72. Now let us discuss about the doctrines of Jainism. First one is Ahimsa. Mahavir Jain was against violence and he practiced strict ahimsa. Ahimsa meant non-injury to any living being. He believed every living being or every object had a soul. Soul means Atma. Even the unconscious killing of an ant was a sin. Second doctrine, the attainment of moksha. Liberation of soul from the cycle of birth and rebirth and death was the main goal of the life. The next is three ratna or three jewels. The first is right faith, second jewel is right knowledge, and the third jewel is right action. Right faith means sacha vishwas, the true faith in God. Right knowledge means the knowledge should be right. Sacha Gyan. Right actions, your actions should be right, which means आपके कर्म ठीक होने चाहिए. Karma theory. And the last doctrine of Jainism is five vows, पांच कसमें. Now what are these five vows? First is ahimsa, that is non-violence or non-injury to anyone, because Jainism believes that every person, everybody, and even all objects had soul. Even a small killing of ant is considered as sin in Jainese doctrines. Next is satya, that is truth, such. You should never speak lie. कभी भी झूठ नहीं बोलना है. Third is acharya or asteya or non-stealing. You should never steal anything. कभी भी चोरी नहीं करनी. Next is brahmacharya or celibacy. For your full life, you will not have to marry any girl. अपनी पूरी लाइफ, जिंदगी, विवाह नहीं करना है. Next, aparigraha, non-possession. Non-possession of any kind of private property. Is it clear? Mahavira did not believe in the caste system at all. He considered all men as equal. He opposed all forms of religious rites. Rites means ceremonies performed for religious purposes, for example, yajnas, animal sacrifices. So he did not believe in any kind of religious rites and rituals. He did not believe in Vedas, and he did not believe in the existence of God. He clearly told to his followers that God is not there. Now, after some time, the Jain religion was divided into two sects. One sect is Digambars, another section is Shvetambars. What happened? So Jainis have been divided into two sections. One section is known as Digambars and another section are known as Shvetambars. Digambars believe in severe penance and renunciation. Severe penance means kathin tapasya, and renunciation means leaving everything, all worldly pleasures. You should not engage in any kind of worldly pleasure. Next thing, discarded clothes. So Digambars have discarded clothes. They roam or they wander here and there from place to place, naked only and without clothes. Shvetambars, they did not believe in swear, penance and renunciation. श्वेतांबर्स कठिन तपस्या और दुनिया के सुख सुविधाओं को त्यागने में विश्वास नहीं रखते थे. They wear white clothes and they are also known as white clads. वो सफेद कपड़े पहनते थे. Next is religious texts. The followers of Jainism adopted Prakrit language to preach their doctrines. Many regional languages developed out of Prakrit language, and the teaching of Jainism were written in Ardha Magadhi, a form of Prakrit, and their books or religious texts are known as Purvas and Angas. Now the spread of Jainism. Jainism became popular as it was free from rituals and complexities. No yajnas, no animal sacrifices were there. Mahavira used Prakrit, the language of common people, to spread his teaching. That's why the common people could easily understand the teachings of Mahavira. Even their religious texts were written in the common language of people, that is Prakrit. Even some rulers like Chandragupta Maurya spread. Chandragupta Maurya spread Jainism in Karnataka. So some rulers like Chandragupta Maurya were the followers of Jainism. They patronized and made the religion popular. Patronize means to give money to spread the religion. And for this purpose only, the religion had become popular. Mahavira organized an order of his followers in which he admitted both men and women. Later on, Jainism spread in Rajasthan, Gujarat, and even now these areas have a good number of Jain followers. Contribution of Jainism. Jainism influenced and contributed to the Indian art and architecture. Beautiful and massive images in stone were sculpted for this purpose. Most beautiful example of Jain architecture perfection are the Dilwara temples of Mount Abu, Rajasthan, which were built between the 11th and 13th century CE. These temples are renowned for skillful and artistic work in marble. As in the picture you can see the Dilwara temples, you can see the perfect work and the artistic work in marble. Other temples built by Jains are Ranakpur temple of Rajasthan, Gomateshwar statue in Sharambel-Gola, Karnataka. In the picture you can see the statue of Lord Bahubali, also called Gomateshwar, near the Gomateshwar temple is Sharambel-Gola in Karnataka. Now we will discuss about the decline of Jainism. So what were the reasons for the decline of Jainism? First thing, non-violence checked the spread of Jainism in farming, artisan and craftsman community. So how this undue emphasis on non-violence in Jainism checked its spread, especially in the farming community as their profession, as the farming community profession necessarily involved killing of insects and pests. So Jainism could not be spread in the farming community. Moreover, Mahavira's ideas were not acceptable to those artisans and craftsmen whose occupation endangered the life of other creatures. Next point, limitation of private property. So strict Jain limitation on private property was interpreted as a ban on possession of landed property. Extreme form of non-violence was practiced, and even an unconscious killing of ants was against the Jain principles. Fasting and self-mortification. of all kinds occupied an important place in Jainism. Now, what is self-mortification? Controlling of senses by self-discipline of extreme forms. Last point, lack of royal patronage was another reason for decline of Jainism. Because after Chandragupta Maurya, the most powerful province of India, that is Magadha, and especially the King Ashoka, start following Buddhism. So that's why Jainism lost the royal patronage. With this, we have finished our first part, that is the Jainism. In our next video, we'll discuss about the Buddhism. Thank you.